Welcome, I'm Rob from City EV. I have some big news today, well EV related news in New South Wales at least. Sort of three things, one really big one, which I'll get to in about now. So that sign there, no parking unless charging, that is now a $2,200 fine in New South Wales. So if you're going to do something like that, $2,200 fine. So yes, the New South Wales legislation was updated and amended just today actually, to now include no parking unless charging sign. So if you're going to charge or park in a charging bay and you're not charging, this includes EV drivers now, because you're not charging, you're now parking contrary to that sign. It is now what they have called penalty units. Now one penalty unit in New South Wales is equivalent of $110. And the fine for parking in an EV charging bay and not charging, even if you're driving an EV and it's not plugged in, is now $2,200. So if you see that sign there, don't park there. Unless you're going to charge, of course, then perfectly fine. Other than that, other news, we have the Ora Go as it is known overseas, is coming to Australia. Starting at about $42,000 for the low range version, going up to about $50,000 to $55,000 for the long range version. Now I'm not exactly sure what the long range version is, but $55,000 is getting pretty close to second-hand Tesla territory. So it should have a good range, I hope. Hoping around about at least 350 to 400 kilometers, because that would be good to make it usable. Like people are already using the BYD Atto 3 for long road trips, including Sydney to Perth and stuff like that. I think BYD or Atto Girl on Facebook has just finished a trip from Perth to Sydney and return, not long after we did our big trip in the Atto 3, followed by a Tesla as well. So yeah, fantastic trip they did. If you want to see how they did it, look on Facebook, I'll put the link below, so that's good. Also, the Polestar 3 is now available to order in Australia. Now, I've had a quick run through the configurator, so has Tesla Tom, so check his video out if you want to go through it exactly in more detail. But yeah, basically prices starting from about $140,000 for a base model long range, because that's all you got, long range and long range performance. About $140,000 with no options. Up to about $180,000 with all the options ticked that I could find on the configurator. So that's good news. We've got new EVs coming in on the high end and new EVs coming in the low end. Good broad spread of EV prices are available for new EV buyers in Australia. Yes. And the last thing I want to talk about in this blog is these things. Yes, the DC fast chargers. These ones are free. They're broken. Actually, that reminds me. Better get this one to charging, you know, fines and all. So yes, while this thing is slowly charging my car and braking, got me thinking, DC fast chargers for free. I think it's about time now that the DC fast chargers are now all paid. Now I know the NRMA network has a lot of free DC fast chargers around the country, which is fantastic, they rolled them out. But these chargers in particular, and I've also noticed on PlugShare comments about the Campbelltown site and also the Richmond site, is because these sites are free, people come here and they charge to 100% all the time. When these chargers were working, the amount of people visiting this site was quite busy, and it was quite hard to actually get access to the charger because cars would sit here to 100%. I'd turn up at 10 o'clock at night, there'd be cars here charging to 100%. Any time of the day and the night, there'd always be someone here charging to 100%, making it quite a busy charger. And also, there's no real requirement to charge 100%, especially in a highly urbanised area like this, where there's 350 kilowatt fast chargers 5 k's up the road that way. There's another 50 kilowatt fast charger down the road that way, got to pay for. There's more coming to Penrith. In this region, there's a lot of DC fast charging available, yet this one seems to have somebody sitting here all the time, when it's working, charging to 100%. Now, of course, when things are free, people are going to abuse the system. That's just what people do. Can you imagine the queues if petrol was free? Talk about waiting to charge. So that's basically what I want to talk about, is should all DC fast chargers be a paid for service now? Should we sort of just move on from the free charging when EVs were pretty much just what they call it, an early adopter thing? There's now, with the number of EVs on the road in Australia now, I think we moved past the early adopter stage and now into these are now mainstream stage, where they're outselling Toyota Camrys now in Australia. So I think it's about time. And like I said, this is only my opinion. I think these things should be paid for at a minimum, say 25 cents a kilowatt hour. But as we know, Tesla charge 66 cents a kilowatt hour, or 79 cents a kilowatt hour if you're non-Tesla EV, or 66 cents a kilowatt hour if you pay the $10 subscription. Of course, EV, ChargeFox, and those companies also have varying rates between 45 cents to 60 cents, depending on the speed. And EV just recently increased their rates as well. Now, AC fast charging, that's a different story. AC slow charging, I think should be pretty much free, because there's two AC there's two AC slow chargers next to the EV fast charger down there, which rarely ever get used. Apart from me, I don't think I've ever seen them used. And I'm sure EV would have the data on this and be able to confirm or refute my claim. But yeah. Now, there's also AC slow chargers at homemaker centre with Bunnings and Super Cheap Auto and Spotlight, JB Hi-Fi, all that sort of stuff. And I use those regularly when I'm shopping in that region. That's the only reason I go to that shopping centre, is because of those free slow chargers. Now, because they're slow chargers, you're charging 11 kilowatts max on the Tesla. You're not going to be there for 3 or 4 hours charging to go somewhere on a road trip. You use the 350 kilowatt chargers literally 100 meters from those if you're going to be somewhere in a hurry. So yeah, I think all AC slow chargers should be free, and all these should be paid. What do you think? Like I said, only my opinion. But yes, the big news of the day was the rule amendment for the New South Wales legislation of $2,200 fines for parking in a EV charging space and not charging. So that's this vlog for this month, this week, or whenever some big news breaks in New South Wales or Australia that I feel like talking about. Really, that's it. Yes, there I am working on the big road trip video. It's coming. So that's it for now. So what do you think? What do you think below about my ideas on no more free DC fast charging, free AC charging, and what are your opinions on the fines for parking in an EV charging space and not charging, especially $2,200? That's a pretty hefty fine. It is 20 penalty units, and 1 penalty unit in New South Wales is $110. I'll put links to the legislation below if you want to check it out for yourself. But yeah, thank you for watching. The usual things, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And take care of yourselves, and I look forward to talking to you all in the near future. Bye.